Okay, so I've been working on my kitchen and it all started this color. It was this green color. This top part will not fit in the SUV. So what I did is, because it's going to be right next to my refrigerator that happens to be navy and white, I decided just to make it match because, you know, everybody likes their kitchen appliances to match, right? This used to be down here as part of a brace, and we are mounting the shelf to this board. It fits the shape of the back of the SUV, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But I wanted to store something under here, and when I first planned this, I didn't realize that not much would fit under there. So we actually took this brace out because I can put it in the back. It's really not necessary. There is going to be running water. I extended the depth of the sink so that I could put real running water in there and have my water tanks behind there. But anyway, I had this plastic tray, which fits perfectly. And it left me another, well, what we did is before, this was in here and nothing would fit. It was an uneven number. So Kenny took this one off and put it on the outside because it doesn't make a difference. It's just to stabilize the shelf. And now this fits in here. And I actually have two of them and they go all the way back. So I don't really know what I'm going to fit in there, but in van life, every little bit matters. This side had a shelf like this one, but we took it out because that's where my gray water is going to go, and it's basically just a milk jug. And I'll probably be able to like put bags of stuff in and around that. I may get some frosted kind of vinyl just so, you know, you don't see through that window, because I just like things to be pretty. I can't help it. That's how God made me. But anyway, I've got to take this back outside, tape this off, because now that we moved the that piece of wood, I've got some paint to cover up. So I'm gonna go do that. Okay, and just to show you what I did with the kitchen. This was the top of the kitchen, the play kitchen. And so I used this. I made a pattern. I'm still gonna use the toy sink. I put an actual real plumbing drain in it, but I extended it back to where it would go all the way back to the back door. And then I have two water bottles that are going to fit under there. I think they're 2.5 gallon, but I stained this wood yesterday and wiped it down with linseed oil, and so it's still very stinky, so I'm leaving it outside to hopefully quit stinking soon. Okay, you can see from behind that the controls are in the back. Instead of trying to fill all these holes and paint it, I just flip that around. And here is the toy sink that I put. Actually, I had Kenny put the plumbing thing in here while I was doing something else. And it's even got a stopper. And I won't use this for big things, just to like spit out my toothpaste at night, and I do have a pop-up sink that I'll use for dishes and stuff. So back here on the platform, move over refrigerator. So back here on the platform is where I'm gonna push this up enough for 2 of these water bottles to fit. So we'll scoot that up a little bit, and of course we're gonna have to attach everything. We're gonna screw this to this base. So here is the wooden counter that I made and just stained and used linseed oil on. I gotta move the cabinet back a little bit, but when Kenny gets home, we'll do this together because it's probably gonna take 2 people to get it adjusted just right. And then this is the sink. And then this is the faucet that I had in my van. And it will sit back here. We already marked it, but I think when I stained it, it disappeared. But we will put it in position to where the water will go in the sink, of course. And then we'll drill a hole in the counter so that the hose can draw water from the bottle. And then we made this because I used to have this water faucet in my minivan window. I do have a video of that on my channel, and also Jan from Butterfly Tracks does as well. But this is just a wooden piece that we cut. And of course that goes in the side where the hose is gonna come out. And then what we'll do is we will screw from underneath, maybe from on top, screw this piece of wood to the counter and then set that over it, and we'll be good to go. This was a thrift store find a long time ago. I was wondering when I'd ever get to use it. I'm going to put it here, and I'm gonna run a bungee from this hole to this hole. I did do it earlier and it worked. It kind of held it up here because it's not going to be heavy. And I just ordered black bungees because I couldn't find black bungees locally. And then on the bungee right here is also going to go a roll of paper towels. So that will get this up. This is also a thrift store find. It's a wooden tray that I had. I did take that wire basket down. I didn't like that. So this I had always intended to sand and stain again. I'm not going to have time for that before my trip. I got to get going. So I'm probably going to sand it just a little bit and paint it white. And I got some contact paper, some white and black contact paper at the Dollar Tree just now, and I will probably cover that with that. But you can see I can like keep a power bank under there. I can keep some food items or something down there, and then this can come up here because I just want to get as up high as I can. I don't want everything on the floor. So that will be that for this side. And then I can I have a grabby thing that holds your tablet or your phone, and I can attach that to this, and then I can turn it around because my bed's there and watch TV here at night. So we're coming along. So I just want to show you our finished sink. I am so happy with how it turned out. See, it's got a little drain. That's cabinet. We left the shelf in there, the middle shelf. This one we took out because there's going to be a gallon jug for the gray tank. And you can see we painted it to match my refrigerator. And then this is shaped to fit in the back of the van. And then it's attached to this tray so that, number one, it'll help keep it together. And number two, the water, I'm gonna have 2 water bottles on here. And that's where we're gonna run the faucet. So we're gonna put it in the van now so you can, or in the SUV so you can see how it fits. But we took a little green toy kitchen and made it into an awesome, awesome sink. I am so happy with this. Okay, then you want to put one of the bottles in. And then the hose is going to run from the faucet into the water bottle. So this was the same faucet that I had in my van. I had it in the window well. This has a little round piece of wood underneath it, and we screwed it from underneath with just 2 screws. We did drill a hole for the hose, so push that back down. We got a little bit of silicone to clean up. And then, you want to go ahead and put that on, honey? And then we have a cap with a hole in it. And then that will go down in there. You want to do it? Okay. And then we have a space for another water bottle just like that. And before I leave for trips, we fill it up with our Berkey water. But if I'm on the road, I do have a water filter I was going to bring with me, but I really don't have room for it. So on the road, I'll just take these bottles to Walmart or whatever and refill with the water filter system. So there'll be, just imagine there's 2 bottles there. There'll be a, well, I'll just get the gray tank and show you that too. So that's how easy it is. You can see how we cut around the edge. We also, it takes 2 people because we had to play with this a lot. I would hold the faucet in place and he'd shut the door because you want to make sure that your door, actually, do you want to shut the door? Hopefully it's not too dark. But you can see we had to make sure that the door didn't hit the counter or the faucet when it was shut. Okay, babe. And so, actually, I don't know if my door will just barely fit it. So, that's not too long. I'm gonna have to put something around that bottle so it doesn't wiggle. And what we did is we didn't attach this sink because that's just how I'm gonna load it. And I stained and I used linseed oil on the counter, and I'll just make sure that I keep it nice and dry. But I'm super happy with how this turned out. I think it looks awesome. And then can you put it in the fridge beside it so they can see how good it looks together? I put my little States magnet on my fridge. Those are the only States I'm missing, like 4 of them. But look how good that looks. Isn't that so cool? I am so happy with my new kitchen. So I also had this hollow space over here, and I took a bungee from here to in here where the seatbelt goes, and I was able to put this basket, which I picked up at a thrift store years ago, and it's gonna rest on this ledge. I might put some alien tape underneath it too, and then I was able to put a roll of paper towels there. So that is no longer wasted space. This is my wire cabinet that I haven't loaded yet, but I just really wanted to show you the kitchen on this episode, and there's much more to come. Oh, and here is where I'm going to be putting some food items and stuff like that. So super excited. Oh, and down here, so the fridge originally came these doors that slide up and down, and I wanted to be able to remove the gray tank from back here. So we cut this in half so that we could actually lift the sink and pull it out this way. I probably will never empty it from the front. Also keep the cap handy so you can cover it before you pull it out, because that could be bad. So let's see, it just fits in there. Lift that up. And voila! Like I said, I gotta build a frame or something around the bottle so it doesn't wiggle. So here is the tray, and that's why we raised it. So I'd have, no, actually we didn't raise it. There was a trim piece on the original kitchen, like down here, and we just took it off because I wanted to be able to use the underneath space so I can put like kitchen stuff under there. There's room for one of these baskets because it hits the water bottle behind if I put two, but I may put like my water heater thingy or something else. I don't know. I'll show you when I get it loaded. But is that not the cutest? It's just so adorable. My little kitchen that's all matchy. So before someone mentions it, I want to mention one more thing. I have these little rings that are built into the car. This side of the refrigerator still has the handle on it, so I will attach that to this, probably with a bungee or something, so that it doesn't slide around. We did take this handle off so that this would fit, and then there's one here, and we'll probably put a D-ring or something on this wooden piece. Even though the weight of the water will kind of weigh it down, we'll attach a D-ring here to that. That way it doesn't slide around. So there you go. So I'm working on hanging my window covers that I made. I had to, because this back window is angled so much, the vans are usually flatter and aren't at such an angle. So I put some extra strength sticky backed Velcro, the rough side up there, the loop side, the hook side, the hook side. And I put it a little bit in the corners, a little piece in the corners, and that's all doing great. It's holding well, but I have a little space down there and in that corner, and I'm gonna put a couple more pieces because if I'm being stealth, I want to make sure that no light is going through. Okay, so here's how it looks when the shade is not up. Doesn't stand out a whole lot because luckily my car trim is black, and I think that's going to make a big difference. I will, if I need to later on, stick a little piece down in these bottom corners, but I don't really think I'm going to need it. So I think it's going to work. I'll show you in just a second. Okay. So right now I have a little too far to the right, like it's kind of bunched up over there in the corner. So if I really want to take my time, I can make sure it's evened up. But I do see that right up here, it's not hanging on very good. And you can stick popsicle sticks up there in between the ledge, and that holds them on. But I don't want popsicle sticks on this build, so I'm gonna add a couple more pieces of Velcro up on the top to hold that on, and then I gotta move on to the next project. All right, that is much better. Very little light is showing through. I'm very happy with that, but I will bring the Velcro tape with me when I travel, because sometimes you just want to make tweaks while you're on the road. It's not like I won't have enough time. I'll be in my van. So look at that. Very good. Very good. I'm very happy. Okay, something else that I did is I hung these shears up. I moved my vine and lights forward a little bit to make room for these. These are cubicle clips. I got them in black so they don't show up in this car. And I just got a regular window shear panel from Walmart. And I just wanted this in case, like during the day, if I want a little bit of privacy, maybe a little bit of shade, but not a lot, like if you're at the beach or something. And right here, these are my solar panels. I have two. I have a Opus 240 watt panel, and I have a 200 watt panel. And they really don't store anywhere else in the car. Even in my swing box, they make the swing box very hard to shut. And so I really wanted them to be in the car, and I set them up behind the refrigerator. I'll show you from behind in a minute. I have them bungeed in so they don't go anywhere. And then I got a black towel from Walmart, from Walmart, and I covered them with it, covered the solar panels, because this whole car is black, and it just actually looks like a backsplash to my kitchen. It doesn't show up a whole lot, which is what I want. I don't want it to show up a whole lot. And it's gonna let some nice daytime light in, still give me a little bit of privacy so I don't feel like I'm in a goldfish bowl, and maybe shade things a little bit. So, look at my kitchen. I am so happy. Also, you might not even be able to see it, I put one of those black baskets. Let me see if I can get a light. So I've got the flashlight on, maybe you can see. I put one of these black baskets. Actually, let me take the shades out. So here's what that little curtain looks like from the back. And we'll scoot that out of the way so I can show you the rest. Here are the two solar panels I was telling you about. I have a black towel over it, so they just blend in. I have a bungee down here from that hook over here to this hook. And then I found this trunk organizer that I had from another vehicle, and I just hooked this there. Probably won't put a lot in it because it's already tight right here, and when both water bottles are full, this is going to be pushed out. But you could put something kind of flat or whatever, but it just makes it look more cohesive, I guess. But I'm really happy with that. These solar panels fitting here are a game changer, because that was really messing up my plans. Now I did have to order some recovery boards for emergencies in case I get stuck in sand, and that's going to take up a lot of space in my box because they're way bigger than I thought they were. But that is my kitchen from behind. So I also want to show you that this is my window cover, and my window covers fit just fine back behind the solar panel. So here's the window cover folded up. It isn't sticking up above the solar panel, so it won't show from the inside, which is really nice. And I'll show you from the inside what all this looks like with the window screens gone. There it is. I have that little charger on the sink because I'm charging the USB water faucet, so that they hold charges for a long time, but I haven't used it in a while, several months, so I'm charging that up, and then I can take that power bank down. But those shears just add a lot to it. I really like the look of that. So now that the back is open, you can see my little shelf right there better. That windowsill is slanted, unfortunately. So you can see right there, it's slanted. But I put alien tape under it, and I use zip ties to attach it to that wire wall. I won't put anything heavy in there. I will put my hand soap, that glass, and just a couple lightweight things. But between that basket, which is still not organized yet, and that basket behind the wall where my plates and my bowls and my coffee cup will go, I'm gonna hang my wires there. This little basket's from my trailer, but it has everything that I need by the door. It has a Riley brush, it has fly swatter, a sand brush to wipe the sand off of Riley before he gets in, and poop bags. So I'll probably leave that there. You see I have it in a little hook up there. And I haven't decided what I'm going to attach to this little wall. I might just do pictures or whatever, postcards, I don't know. But it's there. It's going to be able to keep things up and out of the way. So I have one more thing to finish this kitchen, and that is to put my, if you remember, I had a wire basket over here that I didn't like. It came out to here. It just sucked up a lot of space. So, and then I figured out I can hang this from the bungee. And I'm doing nothing permanent in this car. I'm not putting a screw hole. I'm not cutting seat belts. I'm not doing anything. So I have one more thing to do over in this area. And then that will be the final tour of my kitchen, which I'm so surprised that this SUV has so much room. I'm gonna call this my upstairs, because literally it's upstairs, because I have a little step up, and this whole entire thing is going to be nothing but kitchen. And my whole bed, it's a mess right now, but my whole bed is back there in this little landing. I hate to show you because it's going to be so cute when I'm done, but this little landing is going to be a place for my power bank, my potty at night, but basically it's just going to be an entrance. So it's like I have 3 rooms in this little SUV. I have a kitchen, I have a bedroom, and I have a landing, a foyer. It's a foyer. How cool is that? So this little tray with legs is one that I bought from a thrift store a long time ago. And I was going to refinish it, and then the other day I told you I was going to paint it. Well, I couldn't do that. I just couldn't. I sanded it, I stained it to match my countertop, and I'm so glad I didn't paint it. I love really nice wood. So you can see I've got that funky thing that juts out under here, but this covers it up fine. And what I figured out is my little power bank will fit under there, and also this bread box will fit under here, and I could probably stash a couple more things under there. But there is a hook on the wall right there, and I'll bungee at least one leg to it. But that is going to be a perfect space to like make my food on, or sit here and do my makeup, because this is going to be my toiletry stuff, like my face washing stuff and that kind of thing. So that's bathroom, vanity, and I'll back up and show you this whole space. Look at my beautiful kitchen. Look at my beautiful kitchen. It's a whole room in the back of an SUV. I don't have to sit on my bed to cook. I may put a little stool. In fact, I just ordered a different toilet than I used to have. It's one of those that's adjustable height and can be a stool too. And I'll probably keep it like at half size, and then like if I wanted to brush my teeth and rinse out the sink, I can sit on the stool, or I can just sit up here and chill. I may add a little skirt under the table just to hide things, because I just don't want everything out and showing. I really like clean lines and just stuff not sticking out and showing. So I may do that if I have time. If I don't have time, I may do that on the road, make it a little hand sewing project. But anyway, those two things are the two things that I needed in this area, and they fit perfectly under that little tray. The tray fits perfectly between the bed and the fridge, and it doesn't obstruct anything. So friends, thank you so much for watching about my kitchen build in my 2020 Ford Explorer. And the next video in this series you see is going to be a complete tour, and there's even cooler stuff to share with you. So thanks for being here, and I will catch you on the next one. If you haven't taken the time to like or subscribe to my channel, please do. That just helps my channel grow and enables me to make even more cool content. Thanks a bunch.